Hi, my name is Chris Chapin, and I'm a special education teacher in the southwest suburbs of Chicago. And I'm going to show you how I use schedules and whole brain teaching all together. This is a variety of schedules I've used over the years, some more than others. As you can see, the ones are wore out. Teaching whole brain, you have to do limited speech because many of my children suffer from the autism spectrum. And here's the task boxes that we have. In a perfect world, what they do is they take this off, put it in the back, and you could teach by saying star, square, circle, triangle, and then have them repeat it. You could even have it always in the same one, and then they just have to say it before they do it. They can teach their partner the same thing. Oh, looks like you need to switch up and put your circle where your square is. So that's an example. This one was kind of creative. I have a child with significant behavior problems, and last year he was wanting to be a minister. Now he wants to be a policeman. But this actually took a while. I had to find a microphone. I had already had this I am working for, and it took me a while to search for suits that were similar size and style. Once I found that, I laminated them, and then I used it as a chart. I started off with maybe that he had to get 4, then to 8, and by then it was the end of the year. But I like to do charts that I can add to, make bigger, and basically I would say to him, 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, 1 more. Then he would teach me 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, 1 more. This is another example of a different type of chart. This child liked smileys. So what I did is I just did it in lamination, different dots, and I would put a smile every time that they had 15 minutes that they didn't throw or hit anyone. And then after that, they would earn a super improver star. This is a child that just came 2 years ago, and as you can see, it's pretty worn out. But he was obsessed with technology, and you could tell him, okay, you got 3 more, and then he would teach 2 more, 1 more, and you can use whatever prompts work well for that child. Here's an example of a schedule, and how I plan on using that with my students is they're used to it from last year. It would be coat, mailbox, work, because no longer we have this. I'm kind of streamlined it, but you can either point visually, have them point, and actually teach you the schedule with Teach OK. This is another chart I've used with, you find out what is interesting to the kids, the secret sauce, and that allows you to be able to figure out what chart worked here isn't going to work all year. I might have to switch to a Pokemon. I might have to switch to something else other than a suit. I've done faces of people. I've done TV backgrounds. Here's another schedule, slightly a little different, but as you can see, that's their physical backpack. That's their physical mailbox. That's their physical name tag, and that's their physical folder. And so the goal is eventually when they come in that they'll be able to do all these steps on their own, but until then I can do limited talking by saying, teach me the steps. Point to the first thing, point to the second thing, point to the third thing, point to the fourth thing. Have a peer do it. Now what works this part of the year won't work later in the year. I have 2 students right now who are working on behaviors and having appropriate behavior, and their goal is to get 10 smiles for the day. And if they get 10 smiles for the day, they either get a reward or they get to help the janitor at 8th period. So we're trying that. Now I know it's not going to work all year, but then you'll be creative and come up with something with that. How much better to do something positive than to do something negative or a consequence every time? These kids that I have in my room, they're used to consequences. They're used to people yelling at them. They're used to negative things. How much better is it for them to take responsibility for their own actions, even if it means I have to make different types of charts during the year and different types of ideas, because essentially charts, schedules are important, but they're also a game. And as long as we can gamify things that are academic, we can hold the interest of our students. I hope that that encourages you, even if you're in special education or not, and you're looking for a creative idea on reaching your student. Thanks.